All right, wife's asleep, kids are asleep, let's play some video games. My name is Nat John Smith and today we're playing Timberborn. Welcome to the 40th episode of Beaverome, yay! This is a special episode because we're not gonna build anything. This is just a tour of the current state of the colony right before the next update hits. So let's start by having a look at, well, Beaverome proper, the urban part of this district. This is more or less where we started, and now that it's daytime you can actually see something. We have a couple of interesting things here. Obviously we have housing, we have our marketplace where there is a small warehouse for every food there is, also a bit of water, a campfire to relax. We have this memorial here, the Three Beavers memorial, that stands for an incident that happened when I wasn't paying attention. We also have the very, very old industrial area here with wood processing. A small nice thing maybe is also this tavern. It's actually, you know, just a house where beavers live in, but for our lore that's a tavern. We have here the old water gathering system. This will be reworked. That's not looking very nice. This is the crossing to ancient Beaverome. We'll have a look at that a bit later. Let's have a look at this urban part of Beaverome from the other side. I think this view is really nice. We have two rooftop terraces here and obviously a lot of housing where our beavers live. I say the urban part because the district is divided into two, you know, district centers maybe. Beavers are living here quite densely together, so that's what I call the urban part. Here we have our water supply. We'll have a look at the big aqueduct that you can see in the background here in a moment. Down here we have the first main water source that we ever, well, got cleaned. This is now just a lake where we have the mine in the middle. Here is water storage. We have the food storage, the bigger food storage incorporated in the cliffside. I like to do that because I think that always looks kind of nice. And over here is, you know, wood processing facilities, paper production, a bit of metal production as well. Moving over here, we have a forest. I tried to make that into a mixed forest, and also I didn't set every tree to be cut down so that it will always look like a nice forest and not just, you know, an empty field with saplings. This is the more rural part of Beaverome, where we also have the actual district center. We have farmland down here. This is supposed to look like an orchard thing. We again have a marketplace over here, and this is also where we have a dance hall. Behind the dance hall are bakeries for processing the wheat and chestnuts that we gather in this district. Over here another forest, mainly used for lumber, and behind this is again a big forest. This is mainly used for maple syrup and pine resin. Maybe let's also have another look at this from this side. Yeah, we also have incorporated storages here everywhere. And yeah, the beavers aren't living that densely together. So we have they even have some, you know, personal fields here, or however you want to call that. That's just the dandelions for our herbalist. Right, maybe let's take a look at the fields and I guess the farmstead, or however you want to call that here, because that was also fun building this thing, because I think that looks kind of nice, like, you know, a big farm with a variety of plants placed down so that it looks nice and not necessarily that it's the most efficient. We also have water plants here. I may work on this lake again a bit in the future because I think that's not optimal yet. On this side over here we have the old iron production or processing facilities and the old badwater processing facilities. We'll have a look at this large reservoir and the power supply over there a bit later. As you can see, we have a system where water is brought through this aqueduct and is distributed throughout the whole of the district of Beaverome. Over here it fills this lake back up to, well, to this part. And we also have this irrigation channel that irrigates the farmland here and also irrigates this forest. There's a pipe hidden here. Same thing over there as well. Irrigation system to everywhere. This is also irrigated. Over here we have some, I guess, arcades or something that hide the water tanks beneath them. This is, well, I say it's temporary, but it has been here for a very long time. Those are the tents that we need because the beavers in this district get injured quite a bit because they have, well, regular beavers work in the mine and in the metal processing facilities here. So we need a lot of medical tents. The plan is still to rework this into a more fun area, maybe put carousels there. Don't know yet for sure, but yeah, we'll definitely work on that again in the future. Now we're back to our aqueduct. In another version that was also the very first aqueduct that we had, where we separated the bad water from the lake in the middle and the good water, and brought the good water over here to irrigate this area. Now it's the second version of it, built a bit bigger and more nice looking. We have some lodges incorporated here in the pillars. Also some hammocks. That was quite fun to play around with. I think there's also another lodge hidden there. Yeah, so that's that. Speaking of the aqueduct, let's have a look at what is happening down here. All the water sources are covered with pipes. The bad water is pushed up in the middle of this pillar, and the good water is brought via a pipe through this mountain and goes into this large reservoir. This will fill up, and then the good water will go on the lower level of this two-layer aqueduct and provide this aqueduct with fresh water, which then irrigates this part here. And the fresh water is also distributed over here and over there. We'll have a look at that a bit later. The bad water is put out here and then goes over there, where it enters a power generation system that is hidden beneath the aqueduct. Let's have a quick look at that. As you can see down here, the bad water drops down and then goes around here and powers the water wheels and then goes out of the map. I have reworked the aqueduct a couple of times. I'm still not 100% happy with it. You can have a look at the episodes where we talk about that if you want to know more. But yeah, the aqueduct goes over here, then on this bend, excess bad water that cannot be put in the system over there goes down and goes into this lake, and the good water overflow that we get when this reservoir is completely full then uses the top layer when there's no bad water, because, well, bad water is there in a bad tide, good water is there in a regular wet season. And when we have the reservoir overflowing, the good water uses the top layer. The good water overflow uses the top layer and goes into this lake. We'll have a look at that again in a second. This is a little bit of a construction site right now, but this used to look nice when there was no construction site on top of it. I should fix that soon. This aqueduct here is part of Ancient Beaverome. Why Ancient Beaverome? The original starting position on the map was, I think, somewhere over here, and we had to abandon this and leave because the bad water was taking over. So this middle lake was mixed water with too much bad water in it, so we had to relocate to this area in the beginning. But yeah, now Ancient Beaverome is reclaimed. This is the, well, heart of ancient Beaverome right now. We'll definitely build more housing here and yeah, make this look even nicer. The building style is a bit different. Here we have the bigger buildings that are stacked together. We have a Fountain of Joy over here, and the famous ancient Beaveroman maple pastries are produced in this district. We have also the large terrace farms where the wheat is farmed for the maple pastries. Also work in progress because the lower part, I think, gets flooded now and then. Ancient Beaverome will also house the World Wonder, you know, the in-game World Wonder. I'm not sure when I will build that. Yeah, we'll see. Below the World Wonder is also a hidden storage facility. We have quite a lot of water storage down there and also food storage and other liquids. Also in Ancient Beaverome we have this small forest for, well, maple syrup, which is also irrigated again via this aqueduct. Over here, let's wait till it's daytime again. Over here we have the district of Ancient Greece. Why Ancient Greece? Because this is the district where our bots live, or most of the bots, and also get produced. This didn't use, well, this used to be not so green. Now we have a need for a whole lot of maple syrup, a whole lot of wood. So, well, now there's also big forests here. But this is the main industrial district. We have a whole lot of processing facilities. There's also a mine down there. There are these dirt excavators, which also double as irrigation pools. They are fed via a pipe from over here. Right now it's refilling. This is our secondary pipe for bringing good water into the big reservoir over there. And as you can see, we also have regular beavers living in there. I think they're, you know, the overlords for the bots or something. Again, they have a marketplace and kind of a different build style again. And I see they never managed to build this statue there. Whatever. Yeah, Ancient Greece is very well stacked together. There are storages below everything. Things are built on top of it. Maybe this will grow in height in the future. We'll see. As you can see over there, everything is, you know, very compact. This is another crater where the good and bad water is separated. Bad water goes out here and fills this and then leaves the map via, well, this river, and the good water is collected and put through this pipe and fed into the reservoir. Now the last district that we have is over here. This is the district for the Colossus of Beaverome, or I think what we are now going to call it is Colossus of Beaver Roads, because that was a nice comment in the last video. Yeah, the Colossus of Beaver Roads is the first custom world wonder that we have on this map. Obviously inspired by the Colossus of Rhodes, with, you know, a giant beaver statue holding a staff. We also have a tail here, and yeah, this statue covers a pumping system that is used to use the overflow water. This is pumped up into a pipe, and the pipe is connected to the lower aqueduct level. So the pipes are communicating vessels, I think that's the term, and thus this is irrigated via this pumping system. We also have beavers living here. They were mainly there to build the Colossus. Now I guess they're maintaining it or whatever. This is more, you know, like a rural construction town. We have the piles next to the houses where the beavers live, and the marketplace is somewhat stashed below the town center or the district center. Over here we have a few windmills. I didn't want to build too many of them because, well, I just like to play around with storing power and generating it during a bad tide. Speaking of that, my first plan was to build energy storage inside of the reservoir, but it turned out that that's not nearly enough because the district of ancient Greece is taking a lot of power. So I've started to build this monstrosity here, which will, the long-term plan is to cover this up and hide it beneath a mountain. In the next update we'll be able to put dirt on top of those things, so this should be hidden beneath dirt, and then, you know, it will look like there was always a mountain there, and so hopefully this is going to look natural then. Right now it doesn't look very natural, right? Yeah, last thing is maybe over here we have where the bad water is going out of the map, and that was the first place where we built a whole lot of batteries, so that's why this looks like this. Maybe let's have an overview again, zooming out. Again, the urban part of Beaverome, the rural part of Beaverome, the giant aqueduct, the giant reservoir, which will be incorporated in another world wonder, hopefully. At least that's my plan. We have our giant aqueduct, our 2-layer aqueduct here, with the other aqueduct going there and distributing the water over the map. In the middle, this is the district of ancient Beaverome, which will be extended further in the future. And yeah, here we have ancient Greece. This is technically also part of ancient Greece. We'll see what I'm going to do with this. This is the Colossus of Beaver Roads. And we still have quite a lot to do with this thing, because that's still mixed water, so we can still separate the water sources in there. So yeah, I have plans for a lot of things, so this series won't end soon. Yeah, so that was a short tour of the current state of this map, Beaverome. Please write down some comments, what you like, what you don't like, what you want to see in the future. I'll see if I can build that. Maybe also you want to have something changed. Maybe you want me to focus on some things on the map first. Please feel free to write down comments below. And also, if you didn't do that already, please hit that like and subscribe buttons. It would really help a ton. And if you're interested, check out the playlist. It's linked in the description. Thanks a lot for watching. The next episode will already be with the new update, and I'll leave you with a few more impressions of this colony. And then until next time, have a good one. Bye bye.